Hey guys, so I've got some more projects finished, and this will probably be the last thing I add to this combined video. This layout has been sitting on my desk for a long time. I had started at the same time that I started the layout with Logan in the sand hat in front of the tree, sitting in the chair. And I just got, I got stuck, if you will. So, I'm not sure what the background paper is from. Could have come from a D-stash from Lisa, or it could have come from Bonnie also. I'm leaning towards Bonnie. I'll start with the border strips down here. Excuse me. They're all chopped up because when I had wanted to have several border strips, and the first border strip I pulled off of the sheet came off of Cartabella Christmas Wonderland. I did not realize that these border strips were not 12 inches long, so obviously it was short on the page. So then I started, because I peeled them back up and started hacking them up into pieces, and I ended up with this mess here. There's also a sticker right here. This was the night before Christmas, and all through the house. That came off the same sheet. I used a border strip off of Cartabella Very Merry Christmas. And I used the deer too. And I used some stickers off of Cartabella Christmas Time. I used the border strip and the hexagon. I would have liked more hexagon stickers to be able to really build up this honeycomb here, but I used up all the ones that they had on there. This old-timey deer came off of the Christmas Wonderland, I think. Yeah. So I built them out the best I can. Like I said, I really wasn't feeling this layout, so I just need to get it done. I'm sure all of you have those moments where you just need to get it done. I cannot remember where this Merry and Christmas chipboard words came from. Could have come from Bonnie. Could have come from a D-stash. Not positive. And behind it, I painted it red, and then it was too red. So I went over it with the brown eyeshadow, and it was dark brown, and it looks blue on top of the red. But it kind of gives it a shadowy effect, and it tones down the screaming red, so I'm okay with it. And behind it, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it, but this is like a doily-esque die cut. It's an eBay die. It actually cut out really well. This poinsettia stickers, King Company, I believe, and I just took some scrap red and used my Martha Stewart ever so trusty doily punch on there. And, oops, sorry, didn't mean to smack ya. It's just a picture of my grandfather and my dad and my brother. It was before I was born, so I didn't really have anything to add to it besides the people that are in it. And this is one of the only pictures I have of my dad. It's quite possibly why I wasn't feeling too inspired, but I couldn't really cut him out of the picture, you know. Oh, and I've got 3 little black gems. I try and, whenever I do layouts or cards, I really try and stick at least one die cut, and if I can, stick some of these gemmies on there. So, you know, they're just endless. Okay, So that was the only layout that I have done. And I'm super glad it's done. And the next thing I made was this pin cushion for my mother for her birthday or for Christmas. This was a kit that I recently got at the thrift store, and I did it a little bit different. This top quilted fabric was a long strip that you were supposed to fold multiple times to make the cushion. I didn't do that because I felt like it was a waste of the fabric. So I just cut it into a square, made the pin cushion, filled it with polyfill. This button came with it, and I had found the instructions after I completed this, and apparently the button was shown to be put on top, and I think I would have actually liked that better than me sticking it on the side, but it looks okay. And this button also came with it, and I've got some more buttons on here that I just glued on from what I had. I was kind of feeling like a fall-y theme. And that's one of her birthday presents. And then I made two ornaments from the leftover fabric. Let me see. Scroll down. Sorry. So this first one I just did a blanket stitch around, and excuse me. It's been a month since I've gotten sick, and I still have a sore throat and a cough, so sometimes it's hard to talk. This is just some hemp cord that I had that I sewed on there. And this this tree is from a die that Bonnie gave me. It was a Sizzix thinlit die. I just cut it out of green felt, stitched it onto the ornament, and these were just buttons that I had in my stash. Yeah. So I think they turned out really cute. I love these. I love flat ornaments like this, you know, where it's like a little tiny wall hanging. And then I didn't want to do a tree again, and I only had one Sizzix die that was Christmassy, that was small enough, which was the tree. I've got other Christmas dies, but they're much bigger. And I didn't think that my thin metal dies would do the job with the felt. So my mom recommended I do a present, so that's what I did. I basically did the same thing. I just blanket stitched around the whole piece of fabric, and this had like a like a cotton wool layer in between the quilted part and then this and then the tan fabric, so you can still see it on the edges, but it doesn't bother me. I just cut out a green square out of a Sizzix die Bonnie gave me at squares number 2. And I didn't want to do gluing on these fabrics, but I cannot sew in a straight line. So, and I was kind of sewing in the dark because it's very dim in my cabin where I watch TV. So I decided to glue on the ribbon, and this scrap probably came from Bonnie as well. And then after I glued it onto the present, I sewed around the present. And then this was a carnation ribbon flower, and I thought it kind of looked like a really frou-frou bow. Plus, I don't really use these a whole lot, so that was a good chance to use them. And then there was a button from my stash. I didn't put backing on these because I used a thread that blended in with this fabric, and the fabric already had stitches on it anyways from sewing the tan fabric and the quilted fabric and the cotton layer in between it together. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.